was spring break, a perfect time to sit down and watch TV all day. Well, not certainly, but that's what I like to do anyway. So here I was, watching movies, and I planned to keep this going. But suddenly, I was disturbed by a piercing sound from my phone. It was a Twitter notification, and I was curious to see what was on it. I was shocked to find out that Brussels had been attacked. And to find out more information, I went scrolling through Twitter, and I found several videos of bombings that took place in Brussels. And I was confused, so I started Googling stuff to find out more information. And I came out that the videos that had been posted on Twitter were outdated. They were from 2011's attacks. Now this affected me greatly. This is when I started to realize the dangers of social media. Now, social media does connect families and friends, but the bad outweighs the goods. Social media promotes ideals that are hard to comprehend and next to impossible to achieve. Now, this sounds dangerous. That's why I'm here today, to prove it using the 4-way Rotary test. Is it true that social media is legit and it affects teens negatively? Is it fair for people to try to change themselves, or people to try to change themselves into following a certain trend? Is judging or spreading false rumors build good friendships or goodwill? And finally, is it beneficial for a person to get sucked into the world of social media? Now, in truth, social media does affect teens negatively, and most of the time the content in it is false. Now, I've come across this wonderful program called Photoshop, and this is what just basically is, that it allows the user to change the image and make the change look more realistic. Now, since I have some experience using this, I can technically take a photo of myself, put it on Photoshop, and alter it, like maybe giving me a good mustache, a popstar hairstyle, and a nice rock hard abs. And if I post it on social media, I can guarantee that someone will feel miserable about how they look. Now, this idea can sound improbable, but the reality is that it has been done before and is being done on a regular basis. Now, there are numerous apps like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, for some users, MySpace, that they use to upload these photos and examples of these. And from that, there could come unjust. So, like people not putting up good videos or putting up false information is not fair for people like perfect models. So people who think differently about themselves compared to a model, it's not fair for them. And as the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. People shouldn't have to worry about others thinking differently about themselves. But the contrary to the saying, however, social media pays more attention to people with better looks or people who follow a trend that social media puts out. Now, there's one common mistreatment or people who judge by others, and it's done through apparels, how a person dresses and what brand that person wears. Now, people who don't have that money to afford that certain type of trend to keep up with it, it's not fair for them, and this creates conflicts. And when people fail to meet expectations, they start to feel sad and angry, they lose friends, and end up feeling negatively towards others. Same goes on the other side of the boat. People who judge too often and people who are too involved in social media always start to lose their senses and make up decisions that they might regret later on. And social media does build some type of friendship, but is it really true friendship? True friendship can only be achieved by meeting a person face to face. And let's just say that I have a friend, and if I'm being influenced by social media, I can technically ask that person and keep nagging him about something he does not do. Like, let's say for following a certain trend. Now we can lose that strong bond that we had. And when some person doesn't have friends to be around with and support, he or she starts to feel disruptive. And when people start to feel disruptive, they want to inflict damage to others. And for example, the most common way they could do it by spreading false rumors. Now, people who are always judging and always criticizing others do not do that well either. Now, there's also people who are too involved in social media. They spend too much time in it and they start to ignore their friends, families, and eventually themselves. they start to gain this popularity, which is so much sought by teenagers in high school. And is popularity, is that what really counts? Popularity is just a never-ending goal that affects teens in the process, harms them. And though social media makes a person popular, it also brings people who are jealous of that person and people who can harm that person. So back to the spring break, I was disappointed in social media. The bombing and the Brussels attacks, some videos were false. It wasn't true, and it was unjust for people who cared. It was definitely not building any good friendships for me and social media, and it was definitely not benefiting anyone. And I have also taken severe actions against social media. I've singled myself to one single app called Twitter, and I use it just because to connect myself to families and friends. And now I'm not saying to stop the use of social media completely. I'm just saying to control social media rather than social media controlling you. Thank you.